Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Now, I know this is a sad moment for Steve, as this is Ellen's final year, her final season.
Yes. I don't know who I'm going to dance to in the middle of the day.
Well, you got Drew Barrymore, you got Kelly Clarkson. Those two, I think, want to fight it out for the mantle of daytime talk show person.
Fun fact: all three of them, I don't watch any of their shows, to be honest with you, and I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
I watch a couple clips. And I always joke about it because she seemed likable until we realized she wasn't. But
yeah. I haven't seen any of Kelly Clarkson, but a clip or two, and the same thing for Drew Barrymore. I think I would probably dig Drew Barrymore, but I don't know. I don't know if I get time to watch it. That's a problem.
Well, yeah, if I'm picking which one I want to hang out with, I think Drew would be the top. But Kelly Clarkson seems like she'd be fun too.
Oh, Kelly's awesome.
And I mean, go to karaoke bars with her.
Oh yeah,
and just watch the jaws drop.
Oh, yeah, but, I think Ellen's definitely in the I don't give an F mode since it's her, because I know she's had Mark Wahlberg on as a guest before.
Yes.
Why hasn't this question ever been asked? Because Boogie Nights, what is it, getting close to 15 years old?
Dude,
or even older than that?
I would say 20.
You may be right. I have no idea how old that movie is, but Ellen's had him on and never, ever asked this question.
Oh, my God. It came out in 97.
Whoa!
Dude.
Wow.
Over 20 years ago.
That's insane. Well, it's 25 years old.
Yeah, almost 25 years old. It came out in October, but yeah.
Maybe that's why they're talking about it. Maybe it's like a big 25-year anniversary of the Boogie Night.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh, I feel really old here.
With Roller Girl.
Wow.
What's her name? Heather Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather Graham, I forgot. Heather Graham was the it girl for the longest time.
May you rest in peace, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about. I think Burt Reynolds passed away. I think you're right.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
He did back in 2018.
She did ask Mark Wahlberg the question that I felt could have been asked a long time ago, and that is, hey, Mark, that iconic movie prop that you used in Boogie Nights, the prosthetic package that you wore in the film?
Joey, have you ever seen it?
I have never seen Boogie Nights.
Okay, because Danny and Vicky are in here, and that's usually the people we go to see how old a movie is. And so Joe's around the same age as Danny and Vicky.
And Sarah, you haven't seen it either, yes or no?
Oh, my gosh, this is a movie meant for you to see, Sarah.
Yeah, right?
I think you would love it. It's awesome. Roller Girl will be like your new hero.
I think you're right. I don't know if it's too slow, and it's also kind of a depressing movie.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's not going to make you feel good.
There's a scene so the whole premise is like he's like this teen busboy, I guess, and then Burt Reynolds' character recruits him to become a porn star. Burt Reynolds' character's name is Jack Horner.
Yeah,
he is.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So he turns him into Dirk Diggler, and that's the name of Mark Wahlberg's character.
That's where Dirk Diggler comes from?
Yes.
I've heard that name, but I never knew where it was from.
Yes, and there's a scene at the end of the movie, I believe, where they kind of pan out, and he's like looking at himself, and it just shows the sausage, and this is a foot long, and it's so hilarious.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's meant to be hilarious, but it's just hilarious because you're just like, that is not real, and it turns out it was.
No,
it's just a prosthetic that they made for the movie.
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg, it's a big thing he's known for, as it were, and Steve has always wondered, does he still have the prosthetic? Did he keep it from the movie? And finally, that answer was revealed on Ellen.
Is it true that you still have the prosthetic that you wore in Boogie Nights?
Yes.
Where is that?
It's in a safe, locked away. It's not something I can leave out. All of a sudden, my kids are looking for, the spare phone charger and pull that thing out. And like, what the heck is it? Wouldn't be a good look.
Wow. That'd be a question I'd love to ask. We interviewed him, but we only had like 5 minutes. And it was like, they wanted us to focus on the film. That would have been weird. It's like, hey, Mark Wahlberg, welcome to the show. Tell me about your wiener.
Well, Ellen finally got it done. And Steve, you finally have the answer you're looking for. He has it locked away in a safe. All right, there you go.
Dude, I'm reading an article about the dong. because there's an article just about them, and it says after the team tested some prototypes, the final wiener ended up being a little bit smaller than what they, I guess, originally going for 13 inches, and they ended up with a 12-incher.
Aw.
Okay, well, it's nice to know the science behind it all. And it was a big reveal because in the movie, and that's the whole idea, is that he had a gigantic member, and at many different times people wanted to see it, and then eventually we all got to see it at the end of the movie. And it was, like you said, it's very cartoony. You're almost like, what the hell? That's not real.
It was like, this isn't supposed to be funny, but it was funny. And I think we were just talking about, what was it? Liam Hemsworth has his fake wiener.
Yeah. From that movie. I forget what movie it was where he basically had underwear on, but it was very obvious that he was packing, but that also was his fake prosthetic.
And he keeps it like at his house.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, whatever happened to Mark Wahlberg's one? And here we are, like 2 weeks later.
Here we go.
Getting the answer to it.
That's it. We got it all. And now the next question is to, ask Sebastian Stan when we see him, does he have his Tommy Wiener, or was that all CGI? Because there was, obviously the moment where he's having a conversation, that's CGI, but there's also a moment where he has a reveal, and it was, which the line was, he said to Pamela Anderson, at least in the Pam and Tommy show, would you like to meet him?
Would you like to meet him?
That was which I can see Tommy Lee saying that. I really can. Can you see Tommy Lee whenever he's with a chick for the first time? Would you like to meet him? He's a special guy.
I know what you're thinking. Would you like to meet him?
That's what it is. So another big situation is the fact that
big situation.
See what I did there? Tom Brady unretired, and of course Joey D's. Yeah, Joey D's very happy about that. If you haven't heard that big news,
it's the greatest news of 2022.
Yeah, and this is not a.
You see Tom Brady, we punch him in the face.
That's what we do. And this is not a rerun show. No, we know he retired a couple months ago. I mean,
unretired, yes.
Yeah, and NHL Hall of Famers would have nothing to really say about this, but
here's what Jeremy Roenick has to say.
But NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin recently did an interview where he shared why he thinks Tom Brady ultimately decided not to unretire. Now, as I give you Michael's comments, understand that we're getting a peek inside his mind. If you think about if you're Mrs. Irvin, I don't know, I think he's got a Mrs. Irvin in his life. Think about if she hears him say, here's why I believe Tom Brady unretired. It's sort of like, here's why I would unretire if I were in the same position. Because Michael said, he is like, the reality of at-home life, not being the boss anymore, he thinks is what drove Brady to unretiring. He said, quote, when you get home and you learn that you're no longer the boss, but you're being bossed around at home, telling you what to do, you're like, wait a minute, I just want to sit here and relax. And it's like, no, I need you to do this. Can you get this done? And I want to hear, like, if he used any sort of, like, wife nagging voice when he was doing that quote.
Hey, you need to do this.
You need to do this. Get it done.
Have you done that yet? Have you cleaned this? Not that I don't know of it.
No, not at all. You and Michael Irvin have no idea what that's like. And so Michael's like, yeah, well, you hear that enough. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe this is not what I want you to do. I want to do right now. And that's why he believes that Tom Brady unretired.
We joked about that, but we all thought that might be the case. Like, you have Tom Brady, who's for his entire life has been a star football player from high school, college. Granted, he wasn't like a superstar, I think, in college, but like then all of a sudden in the NFL, he's the guy. And now all of a sudden he has to stop doing that and have to answer to what his kids want him to do and what his wife wants him to do. And he's done an entire career of having everyone do things for him.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little bit of a culture shock.
Did you guys hear the crazy rumor that came out during the whole offseason of him re-signing with the Bucs and stuff? Apparently there was this thing where the Dolphins were thinking of signing him as like a coach and owner and then let him play QB as well.
Oh, I'd heard that the Dolphins were interested. I didn't know that it was like, we're going to hand you the keys to the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah, but something happened with, I think, their coach or their QB where he got into some huge controversy and it fell through. And this is all like speculation, but wouldn't that have been crazy if he went and he was like, I'm the coach, also I'm the starting QB for the Dolphins?
And I'm never retiring.
Never.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen, there have been player coaches before in other sports, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, but when's the last time we had a player coach?
I feel
like maybe like the 70s.
Yeah,
80s at the most recent.
Did the Boston Celtics have a player coach? Was it Kevin McHale or maybe or Danny Ainge? I don't know. I know Danny Ainge was a coach, but I don't know if he ever was a player coach. But
I don't think he was a player coach.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, you nailed it. It was the Celtics. Dave Cowens.
Dave Cowens. Dave Cowens that was way back.
78, 79.
That's what I mean. Like, I remember in the movie Slapshot, that was like the joke. Paul Newman character was also the coach, but like that doesn't happen anymore. You don't have like a baseball player who's also a coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frank Robinson did it back in the day where he was, I think for the Indians, he was and Frank is a way old player. You probably don't know him, but it was like 60s, 70s as well.
I'm sure if Russell had it his way, he'd want to be the coach as well. That's probably why he went to Denver.
Who knows if that won't happen soon.
Maybe he is. You're the coach. Don't worry. Like, this guy,
he's there. He's a figurehead. Just tell him what you want him to do, and he'll say it.
He'll worry about the defense. You just do whatever you want, Russ. Here's the keys to the castle, and congratulations on putting your castle in Seattle on for sale or Bellevue.
$28 million for Russell Wilson's house, and he bought it for what 6 or 7?
That's what I thought I heard. He bought it for $6 or $7 million, which is not much, of course. That's like a studio apartment these days.
Yeah, of course,
totally.
So he buys this house for $6 or $7 million. What, like a few years? Not that long ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and it's jacked up to now in the almost $30 million.
The rich keep getting richer, Steve.
Who the hell is his real estate agent, and how excited are they when that sells?
Yeah, I don't know how much he put into it. I mean, that's the other thing. Did he put a lot into it that it went up to? I mean, that's an insane. If that was the same house, the same exact house, that's nuts.
Yeah, most off days he would just do some house projects.
He would do some DIY.
Yeah, he built a back deck.
There you go.
He changed up the shower.
Would you be surprised if that's what he was doing? Because
yes, actually, I would be surprised. There's no chance in hell he would be doing that.
That's a big increase. $28 million for. I mean, it seems like I haven't seen any pictures, and I want to see pictures. Why can't we see pictures? Has someone got them?
Can I go then and say, hey, I'd like to see his house? I'm thinking about buying it.
I feel like it's by appointment only, and they probably have a screening process where
What's
they
the
would
screening
go.
process? Are you rich AF? Yes.
Yeah, well, I think you kind of have to prove AF that you're rich AF.
That's rude and discriminatory.
Well, I think when you have that kind of money, you can be discriminatory.
You don't know me.
I could be like in Pearl Jam for all you know.
You totally could
You could be, but then you need to at least prove it to some degree. Yeah, if you show up, no doubt about it, your T-shirt and your look is not going to get them poo-pooing you. It's when they take a look at perhaps some of your finances that they find, well, go get the hell out of here, Steve.
They could do a background check just to look at a house?
Well, you kind of got to be there are some conditions where you go in pre-approved, and you'll have a note from your bank saying, yes, I can afford this house.
That, no problem.
Oh, you can forge a pre-approval.
Word doc. Steve is a lot of money.
Steve is a lot of money.
Steve is a lot of money.
Yeah, that sounds like perfect.
Signed, the American Bank of America.
Definitely not Steve.
I know Bank of America. What's the America? It's the Patriotic Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Yeah. America! Bank, yeah.
Just take a headshot, Steve, and say Vin Diesel's interested in the house.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Or I'm a movie star. You've seen Shrek. Come on. I want to move to Seattle. I hear it's nice. Climate-wise, it's perfect for my green skin.
I mean, the way things are going for Joe Coy, I wouldn't be surprised if he could afford that house these days, because things good for him.
Wow. So someone did the math. If you put the 20% down, and what the interest rate's around like 5.3%, they're saying.
All right.
Your monthly payment. Do you even make monthly payments if you buy a house of that, or do you just buy the house outright? Like if you're that, I always wondered that with like those multi-million-dollar homes. Is somebody like, hey, what's my monthly installments going to be? Or are they just like, I'm so rich, I'm buying it outright?
Yeah, that's a good call. That is a very, very good call.
Well, if you want to check out Russ's old digs, you can go onto Zillow and find it.
Oh, and they got pictures?
Oh, yeah, man.
I
sent it to Steve. The architecture is amazing in this place.
So if you did do a monthly payment, if you put the 20% down the interest rate, it's about $161,000 a month.
Oh, is that all?
And your taxes are about $156,000. This is we could all get in on this. And wow, man, part of me just, oh my gosh.
The taxes are pretty much double a really good income when you think about it.
I don't like the stair banisters and the stairs.
You don't like those? Those are so amazing.
That's too foo-foo for me.
This whole thing is foo-foo, man.
Yeah, I'm passing on this house.
I have the same kind of banisters at my house. That's the one.
That's why I don't want to visit you. I like this door, though. It looks like a door to like a weird, like, dungeon.
Oh, yeah. Where's that go? Oh, it goes to his media?
His little office.
His office looks like something a supervillain would have. The only way you can tell that it's not is because there's a football on one of the shelves.
The inside of the house, I want hardwood floors, not tiles. Yeah, this is not my kind
it's
of
probably
thing.
heated
this guy
floors.
over here.
It's probably radiant heated floors. You're not going to, you'll be fine.
You feel like you're walking into like some like fancy ass art museum in like Rome. Oh, nice view of the water, though.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see like Lake Union more than like, Lake Washington.
Oh, sorry, buddy. We'll see what we can do for you.
Dude, this is like
double stoves.
Yeah, but like all that mold work, like I don't know, what is that called? Like it looks too fancy.
It's called molding. Yeah, it's
clearly Ciara's the one who like.
Yeah, who wants that?
You think Russ digs this?
No, he's selling it, obviously.
Well, that's a cool bathroom, though.
Yeah. There you go. The bathroom got you. Is that the one? Look at. There's the make it happen room.
Yeah, the boom boom room.
That's where he called us from that one time.
I don't like the paint job, though. I mean,
you don't like the paint job?
Is that like an art? Oh, that's a TV. I thought that was like an art of like it looks like the waterfall is moving, but it's a TV.
Look at that. Yeah, that's a pretty nice house.
Oh, he's got he's a voyeur, man. He's got binoculars.
Oh yeah, you got to see what all the other rich people are doing. Yeah, that's 180-degree views of the water.
All jokes aside, this house is insane.
Yeah.
Very insane.
I do love that one of the rooms has bunk beds.
What?
Like, so you're making your kids stay in one. That's good to humble them.
Yeah.
You can't have one of our 30 other rooms.
Yes.
The two of you have to stay in this room together.
That's how I grew up. That's how you're growing up.
You're not getting handed everything in life.
Yeah, I got news for you, though. Anybody's room with bunk beds didn't look like that,
Dude,
though.
They got a tree house that's bigger than my house.
Yeah, baby.
The media room's insane, and it's got an enclosed playroom for the kids, so you can with like a glass door and
you
glass.
could lock them in.
Yes,
I love this plan.
And still watch them.
We're watching movies. Get out of here, kids.
That's fantastic. That's a great place. All
Full
right,
on. Oh my gosh, the gym is nicer than the gym here at work.
Yeah. That $28 million. It's all it costs you. There's the house.
That's
right
a lot
there.
of lawn. I don't feel like mowing that.
Oh, you don't want to mow that?
Probably get somebody.
I feel like you can find somebody. He's got a bunch of dogs too. You can.
Rev's right. The treehouse is pretty insane, BJ.
Whoa! Yeah, that's a huge treehouse.
Why don't they have pictures of the inside of the treehouse?
They do. It's a couple of them later on down.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
that treehouse is great, and it's got.
Wait, that's the inside of the treehouse?
Yes, that's amazing.
I almost said the F word.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Wow, is that? Yeah. Interested in touring this home, Steve?
Yes.
Say hit yes, and tell him Steve's a lot of millions. And you'll get in, no problem, pre-approved.
From the American Bank of America.
Yeah. America! Thank you!
So I couldn't just be like, I want to see the house?
I don't think so.
I don't think they're doing open houses on this one.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
it says you only need a pre-approved letter if you're submitting an offer, BJ. Anyone can go look at a house if they want to. There's no checking of finances.
I feel like, you know what?
But I believe this.
I don't know who that person is. I just don't feel like the realtor's going to just take anybody in that wants to see that house. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just feel like at that level of price, it's got to be quality, like people that can do it. They're not going to take in somebody that can't go in there.
Why not? They don't know. All these houses, we go sometimes look at some houses that are open house that we can't afford, and we just go in and just like
$28 million homes.
No, they're more like, like 1.5 million.
Yeah, see, at 1.5,
900,000.
Yeah. But that doesn't, see, that at that point, you know what, you could, who knows if you could or couldn't. It's not, you know what I mean? That,
right.
Yeah.
You can't judge me based on that.
Oh, I can judge you that you're not $28 million ready. I can tell you, could you be 1.5 or 500,000 or what? I wouldn't know that, but I know you're not 28 mil ready.
Well, we might have like a couple relatives move in with us, and they're going to help out with the mortgage.
You're going to need the entire city that you grew up in to be able to pay for that. Wow.
We could do a GoFundMe. Maybe we could afford 1 month.
Oh, I didn't think
we could live there for 1 month and just have the greatest party ever and then sell it. We'll probably make like a little bit of a profit.
Okay, this is a fantastic idea. I'm on board.
Someone said, "Who's his realtor? Is it Tyler Lockett?" LOL.
Yeah, really.
Did you hear that? Like Tyler Lockett's like studying to be a realtor.
I didn't hear that.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Like for real. Like he wants something to do like after his career's done.
Oh my gosh, he will be.
He'll make so much money in Seattle if he becomes a realtor.
Yeah.
Like unless you have a family member that'll be mad at you if you don't use them, or a friend. Otherwise, I'm going to use Tyler Lockett.
Dude, and he's probably
going to turn me down, though.
You know what Tyler Lockett's going to do? He'll probably specialize in homes like this. I mean, because he will have money. He'll know about this world.
The rich keep getting richer.
I
mean,
feel
he's not going to do like those rundown homes like in Squim.
I feel like Tyler Lockett is going to be, Clyde Hill, Mercer Island, swanky Bellevue area. I mean, if he's smart, because then the houses are a higher ticket item, which means he gets more of a profit.
Oh, someone says I'm a Windermere owner. You have to show approval to view.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's listed on Windermere. Can you just slide us in there, Mr. Owner?
Oh, that's
Mrs. Owner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Someone said if I was a real estate agent, I'd offer guided tours as a side hustle. I know you can't afford it, but give me $20 and I'll show you the house.
It's a great idea. Oh, yeah. It's a wonderful idea. We got a new study that found that we will discover something at the age of 11, and it will stay our favorite for the rest of our lives. What is it? I'll tell you at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A new poll revealed that the average person first picked a favorite candy at around age 11.
Now, these are the polls that we need answers to.
And how about this? When you pick your favorite candy around age 11, they say pretty much the average person sticks with that candy for the rest of their life.
Wow.
Like that's their favorite candy.
Interesting.
Not true.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mine's what the hell is it? I don't even know the name of it, but it's the peanut butter cup, but it's got pretzels in it too. Is it the Take 5 or it's like their?
Oh, I think it is Take 5. Yeah,
something along those lines.
I think Take 5 is exactly what it is.
It didn't exist when I was 11. If it did, it would have been my favorite then, and it would be my favorite now.
Oh, but you do like peanut butter and chocolate. Were you a Reese's kid?
Yeah, I like peanut butter. Reese's peanut. I think my favorite though was like a Mars bar when I was a kid.
Oh, they're still around.
My grandpa, I don't know if he had like stock in them or what, but like they kept it in the closet and they had boxes. I think he was just obsessed with Mars bars and probably hated his stupid grandchildren coming over and eating them. So he just had boxes upon boxes of Mars bars in the closet.
They are good.
See, I would have assumed from you, Steve, it would be Sour Patch Kids or just like the sour candies or something.
Yeah. Dude, how weird is this that make you feel old? I think it was like I was in junior high when those first started coming out, and you could only get those at like specialty candy stores, like where they would pour like a weighted amount in a bag.
Yeah.
They weren't even sold like as an actual packaged candy.
Oh, like a Lolly and Pops kind of place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the sour ones being like the Warheads in like the 90s and stuff, and everyone trying to get those.
Do you remember when it was in junior high, and there was a candy store right by our junior high school, and whenever like the Sour Patch candy came out, somebody got a bag of those, and none of us ever had them before, and it was like the first time you tried a drug because you had one and you're just like everything got sour. You know that sour thing on your face? And,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was like to this day I'm still chasing that dragon. I'm still trying to get that
sour dragon.
Yes, dude, it was amazing. It was awful but amazing at the same time. It was like, this is really sour, but it's also delicious.
How about more than?
Oh, it's the big cup. That's the one I'm digging.
The big cup. No, not the Take 5. Well, so that is a Reese's product.
Yeah, I do like the Take 5 a lot, but it's the big cup, which is just basically a giant Reese's peanut butter cup with a pretzel in it.
Well, damn. I mean, you could argue. I don't know. You said you were a Mars bar guy, so you could argue that you were digging Reese's when you were leasing a Reese's cup when you were a kid, and they just threw pretzels in there, making it even more crazy for you.
Yes.
Yeah. About 52% of Americans go, yeah, we eat more candy now as adults than ever as kids.
Well, yeah, because I can afford it. No one's telling me no.
Well,
so I'm on the other end. When I was a kid, I didn't care. I had no concept of calories and worrying about health or, this is not good for your body. Nowadays, I'm like, I could sneak one every once in a while, like as a treat.
See, I do have a concept of all those things, and I still eat too many.
Yep.
And I need to stop. There's no doubt about it. It could be some of the company I keep because they also love candy. I argue that, now that we don't smoke and drink as much as we used to anymore, at least I feel like that's the case when it comes to drinking, that you've got to replace it with something. Life is life, and cigarettes used to take the edge off for people. They used to be, having smoke breaks kept people calm.
That's the deepest thing you've ever said. Life is life, man.
Life is life, man. You need something to get through this existence of ours. Yeah. And so now that people don't smoke anymore, I think that's why we're seeing a lot more people eating candy more so than maybe our parents and grandparents did.
What about you? What was your childhood candy, and is it still your favorite?
M&M's.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I looked at it and I said, yeah, I loved M&M's way back in the day, and M&M and peanut M&M's have been around forever, and they're one of my go-tos. I mean, I like Mars is now a Snickers. Snickers with almonds there's the Mars bar. They decided that they want to give the Snickers brand out there, but it's the same thing. It's still a Mars bar, and I'll go for that. Three Musketeers is also on the list.
Funny, I haven't had a Three Musketeers in. It was one. I think I've always just been a fan of any candy that has a peanut in it. So like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Paydays, those were my jam for a while.
I loved Paydays when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love them. When we had our old vending machine, when the vending machine worked back in the day.
Sorry about that.
when that thing worked, man, and it would have payday bars in there, I was always getting them.
Turns out, though, a lot of people still do the fun size candies. I guess because you get a variety.
Yeah, and you feel less guilty if you just if you eat like 4 of them. You're like,
You're just eating a full candy bar anyway.
Yeah, pretty much, but you felt like you had 4 of something. Even though it's the equivalent. It's like getting like those little, like when you get pizza and it's like the small slices and you had like 8 of them. You're like, I was like really just having like 3 slices of pizza.
Or
It's
having
not that bad.
Or just putting away an entire thin crust pizza because, hey, it's less crust.
It's a thin crust.
Yeah, it's healthy.
It's like half the crust I'd usually eat.
Yeah, I've had the problem with the fun size because they sell the Hershey Variety Pack, and you don't usually get the Hershey Variety Pack until Halloween. But then they did start coming out with, we got a bag over here that you can get anytime you want. And
don't forget the Valentine's Day variety pack of chocolates too.
Yeah, I don't get those a whole lot because but it's funny. I don't buy any candy for Valentine's Day. That's nuts that I don't because I should.
Yeah,
which is not very romantic. Clearly,
I guess not. Yeah. So, but when do you ever get Crackle or Mr. Goodbar?
Only during Halloween.
Only during Halloween.
I've never seen like a big version of a Crackle. I guess you could just get a Crunch Bar. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, but it's okay. You kind of go in rogue when you get those because the red Crackle wrapper. And I am getting it more than Halloween now. So because the store started selling those variety packs just in their regular. Yeah, it's not good.
Joe, what was your go-to, and is it still yours?
It's kind of weird. I was a peanut butter cup guy. But now that BJ mentions M&Ms, I think about it. I love peanut butter M&Ms now.
Those are good.
And I think he converted me, like, secretly, because every time we game, he'd always bring M&Ms.
Yeah.
And I love peanut butter, so I just found the best of both worlds.
So now you're talking the peanut butter, not the peanut M&M.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's a relatively new M&M. Relatively speaking, peanut butter M&Ms, which, my buddy Josh loves those. So he gets those all the time.
I love those too, yeah.
And to go, you were talking about earlier about vices. Yeah, this one texter says, I quit smoking. I also quit drinking, but I needed that sugar. So it was 4 scoops of ice cream and lemon Oreo cookies.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. As we complain about, people will complain about the fact that maybe we got more people who are into diabetes and have that, or not into it, but have it.
I'm totally into it.
Big diabetes. And more people are heavy. I argue it's like, it's easy for you to say, Grandpa, because you were, you had a 10-pack a day habit. That's what got you through.
Your vice had no calories to it.
Yeah.
So kiss our butts.
I miss those days.
Fat butts.
Yeah. Eventually, you had these little, health issues, lung issues, but what are you going to do? So BuzzFeed put together a list of weird, embarrassing, or shocking things that happen on live TV.
Ooh.
Well, of course, we just had one.
Slap. What happened?
You don't remember that one? Oh, yeah.
Someone got slapped?
Someone got slapped, yeah.
Where?
It was, I think, an award show.
On the face.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Is the person okay?
I think so. They're not saying a lot about it, actually.
Well, the other person, I hope, can never, appear on that award show again.
From what I understand, but he was sent a letter saying, he's got his sentence. I think 10 years. I think he's got to wait. But he said he wasn't going to do it anyway.
Yes.
So he was like, I will not go anyway. So everybody's happy.
That's the old you can't break up with me. I'm breaking up with you line.
That's exactly what he did. It's like I'll beat this to the punch. I know where this is going. Or I'll beat this to the slap. As Verlin Moses said. So how about some other things that happened on live TV that were embarrassing? And I don't even remember this. Do you guys remember when Madonna fell down at the 2015 British Awards, the Brit Awards?
No, that was the year I didn't watch the Brit Awards. I was protesting it.
I didn't even know there was a thing.
The one I'm thinking of, and it's going to date me, but do you remember on Letterman, who the hell is it? It was Crispin Glover.
Oh,
and he just kind of lost his mind and just started kicking. And nearly he was just started kicking David Letterman or something along those lines.
Oh, really? I don't know this one. I've forgotten it. This is George McFly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Back in 1987, he got up on the table, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to find the clip but it was yeah.
Oh, he looks really weird.
He's just throwing karate kicks right at David Letterman, and Letterman's just like, "What the hell is going on here?"
He's high. Oh yeah, and David's walking away.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's over as he's trying to do karate kicks.
I heard he was on LSD or something. But
really?
Well, that's what I've heard.
I need to rewatch this.
He's just a strange dude.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to check that clip out. That's pretty wild because I want to hear the audio of that. And Letterman's just like, I'm done with you, pal.
Letterman always has random things happening on his show.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj, her wardrobe malfunction. That's I guess at the
I do
2014
remember
MTV. Yeah, and they had to hold. She had to hold her dress together with her hand.
I think even was it the New Year's Eve celebration? One of the ones, but recently Miley Cyrus had the same thing, and she just kind of held the top while she performed, and then they cut away from her, and all of a sudden she was wearing like a random like sports coat.
Yeah,
and then she kept it on for the rest of the performance because she was like, "That's kind of cool."
Yeah, so that's an embarrassing moment on TV.
What about the OJ Bronco? That's kind of embarrassing, you know.
Yeah,
he chased by the entire city of Los Angeles.
I know that should really be on there, and it's not. Jennifer Lawrence tripping up the stairs. These are all about award shows. I do remember when Jennifer tripped when she was accepting her 2013 Oscar for Best Actress.
That one.
Yeah, and she was fun about it too. It made you even think she was just a cool, down to earth person anyway. So the trip was like, if anybody's going to trip, it's got to be J-Law. Sure, why not? And also when Whoopi Goldberg farted on The View back in 2011, that was a great moment on television.
That's the best moment ever.
Very embarrassing. And here we actually have that moment. Of course we do. Yeah, here we go.
Our identity was really questioned, and I think it explores that in a really smart way.
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah. You're so right.
Oh, excuse me. So differential. I think I just blew a little frog out of there.
I like that she didn't blame it on the chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Or her daughter, like someone does in my me.
Yeah,
it's
talking about me.
It's you.
Yeah. How about when someone, what was it, Steve Harvey that crowned the wrong girl for Miss America?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. And of course, John Travolta saying that woman's name completely wrong, Adele Azim.
Yes.
Yeah, Azina Menzel, and he was like, Adele Azim, everybody.
I remember watching SNL with Lil Nas X, and he tried to do some squat down, and he ripped his pants, and he basically for the rest of it total embarrassment and just stood there holding his package because that's all he could do to not flash America.
Oh, that's tough.
I'm surprised that Janet Jackson slip didn't make this list during the Super Bowl.
Oh, yes. The nip slip.
Yes.
The wardrobe malfunction.
The biggest one ever.
Is it because that was intentional?
Ah.
Is that
conspiracy.
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, because they pulled it off. I mean, that was, I feel like that was their intention the whole time. But I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely, that changed a lot back in those days. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What is the name for a baby alligator?
Baby gator.
No.
Gator.
No.
Little gator.
No. No.
I didn't know what the last word was, but
I just started rambling.
The correct answer is hatchling. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.